Millions of Americans have just been hit with one of the most significant Social Security developments in a generation, and it arrived with almost no warning. The Social Security Administration has quietly put into place a brand new benefits calculation method that permanently raises monthly checks. This is not a cost of living adjustment. It is not a temporary boost. It does not depend on Congress or shifting political winds. What the administration has done is reset the foundation of the entire system, lifting the starting point for all future payments. In today's extended breakdown, we are going to walk you through exactly what changed, why the older system was falling short, how this adjustment could impact your benefits, and why economists believe this shift may influence the Social Security landscape for years to come. Before we jump in, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We post daily updates designed to help you stay fully informed on every Social Security and retirement-related change that affects your financial well-being. All right, let's talk about the big stories circulating right now. A major, largely unannounced adjustment to the benefits formula has taken effect, and it has the potential to impact millions of recipients immediately. To be crystal clear, this is not the typical cost of living increase. What we are looking at is a structural change to how your monthly benefit is calculated at its core. Here is how we are going to break down the details. First, we will look at what this new formula actually is. Next, we will explore the reasoning behind the switch and why it happened now. After that, we will move into the benefit increases analysts are projecting. And finally, we will highlight several important financial considerations that every recipient should keep on their radar going forward. So let's begin with the heart of the update, the overhaul of the central formula that determines the size of your benefit checks. Understanding the new calculation formula. The Social Security Administration has officially activated a formula known as the CPI-E, short for the Consumer Price Index for the Elderly. Although it may sound new, this idea has been circulating for over a decade as a more accurate reflection of the real costs seniors face. The CPI-E emphasizes the expenses that most heavily affect retirees, particularly housing, medical care, and essentials that tend to rise faster for older Americans than for the general working population. Up until this point, the Social Security system relied on something called the CPI-W, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. The problem? That index is based on the spending patterns of working-age Americans, not retirees. Seniors generally have a very different financial reality. They spend a larger share of their income on prescriptions, doctor visits, rent, utilities, and other necessities that increase faster than wage earners' typical expenses. The CPI-E corrects this gap by putting more weight where retirees actually spend. The goal is straightforward: make Social Security benefits keep up with the real cost of living for older Americans. Why the change happened. And why it was so quiet that naturally leads to the big question: why implement this shift right now, and why so quietly? Reports suggest this change emerged from a mixture of long-standing pressure and more recent economic realities. Advocacy groups for seniors have been pushing for this change for years, arguing that the CPI-W consistently underestimates the inflation retirees face. But momentum grew after a mid-year inflation report revealed startling increases in medical and housing expenses. According to internal findings, retirees' real-world spending was rising several percentage points faster than what the older indexing method captured. Behind the scenes, organizations such as AARP intensified their calls for reform. Meanwhile, discussions reportedly began taking place between leaders at the Social Security Administration and influential members of the United States Senate Finance Committee. Several internal reviews followed, including updated revenue projections suggesting that the trust fund was performing slightly better than anticipated. That may have opened a narrow window for a structural recalibration. Ultimately, this sequence of events appears to have led to the decision to adopt the CPI-E formula without the typical public rollout or major announcements. The shift happened quietly, but decisively. What this means for monthly benefits. Now let's move into the part everyone wants to know: How does this affect your check? Analysts who have run the numbers estimate that switching to the CPI-E results in an average permanent increase of roughly 8% to baseline benefits. Remember, this is an average. Some individuals may see slightly less, while others may receive more depending on their spending patterns and personal situation. So what does an 8% raise look like in real terms? For the average retired worker, this translates to roughly $120 more per month. Individuals receiving disability benefits could see increases exceeding $100. Supplemental security income recipients and surviving spouses are projected to receive similarly meaningful increases. This is not a small one-time nod from the administration. This is a significant restructuring of monthly income for millions of Americans, a boost many retirees have desperately needed amid rapidly rising costs. And here is the most important point. This is not a temporary supplement or a short-term stimulus. It is a permanent raise built directly into your foundational benefit amount. That means every future cost of living adjustment will be calculated on top of this new, higher baseline. In other words, your future increases will grow from a stronger starting point, when you will see the higher benefit. Let's talk about timing. When will you actually notice this increase? Reports indicate that the new CPI-E formula is already active. That means the higher payments will take effect immediately in the next scheduled payment cycle. Depending on whether you receive supplemental security income or traditional Social Security benefits tied to your birth date, your updated amount should arrive within the next 30 days. Other important considerations. While the extra income is obviously positive, there are several important things beneficiaries should pay attention to moving forward. First, taxes. A higher benefit may cause some recipients to cross into taxable ranges they previously avoided. Not everyone will be affected, but it is something to monitor. Second, Medicare premiums. While nothing is confirmed yet, analysts suggest that Part B premiums could undergo adjustments in future years. That could offset part of the increased income. Third, and extremely important, scams. Whenever there is a change to Social Security, scammers seize the opportunity to pose as officials and try to obtain personal information. The Social Security Administration will never call you and demand your details. This raise happens automatically. You do not need to verify anything, activate anything, or pay anything. Also, keep in mind that the 8% figure is a general average. If you spend a larger portion of your income on healthcare or rent, which many older retirees do, you may see a larger increase than someone whose expenses align more closely with the national average. Likewise, individuals living in high-cost regions may see slightly higher adjustments due to the spending patterns reflected in the new formula. The big picture. Let's bring everything together. The long-standing CPI-W method used to calculate benefit adjustments has reportedly been replaced with the CPI-E. Because the CPI-E better reflects the real expenses of older Americans, the effect is a permanent rise in base benefits, roughly 8% on average. This is not a temporary policy or a political proposal. It is a structural shift that will influence every payment going forward. For the first time in many years, the calculation system is being reshaped to more accurately capture the economic reality retirees face. With rising medical costs, higher housing expenses, and increasing prices for essential goods, this recalibration offers meaningful relief. The new baseline also sets the stage for stronger future cost of living adjustments. Still, with higher benefits come several responsibilities. Some recipients may owe taxes for the first time. Medicare premiums may adjust in response. And scammers will undoubtedly try to exploit the confusion, which is why staying informed is essential. Looking ahead, analysts anticipate that the adjustment scheduled for the year 2026 could also be significant, making this period an important time for long-term planning. If you want daily insights, clear explanations, and ongoing updates about retirement, Social Security, and pension changes, make sure to stay subscribed. Are you preparing for retirement or already living it? The Retirees Handbook channel is here to guide you through every twist and turn of Social Security, pensions, and financial planning in the United States. As your dedicated resource, we give you the tools and knowledge you need to navigate the changing landscape of retirement with confidence. From understanding how to maximize your Social Security benefits to learning strategies for stretching your retirement income, we are here to help you make informed decisions. Your peace of mind matters, and staying informed is key. Join our community today. Thank you for spending time with us, and remember, your financial stability in retirement is incredibly important. We are here to support you every step of the way. Subscribe to the Retirees Handbook to stay informed, stay empowered, and stay ahead of every new development that could affect your retirement future.